In this particular video, I'm going to be giving answers to 7 frequently asked questions in the real estate sector in Abuja. In other words, there are at least 7 questions that investors or clients who are looking to invest into real estate in Abuja usually ask us literally every day. And in this video, I'm going to be answering 7 of them. My name is Raymond Ijoma, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. Or if you like the real estate entrepreneur that uses law as a tool in the best interest of my clients, then this video is brought to you by Fortreal Limited, a real estate company right here in the very city of Abuja, and we bring you the absolute best of real estate. For us, real estate is about building sustainable wealth, and if that is your desire, then it means that you must be intentional, you must be very strategic about every real estate move that you make. And you can subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop a comment, because we can guarantee you that on this channel you will get educated, get inspired as relates to real estate investment, as well as get the strategic moves to make so that you invest in a very strategic way that will lead to building sustainable wealth. So stay in touch. And then, of course, if you want to reach out to us, the numbers are displaying on your screen. So 7 questions that are very critical, 7 questions that we almost get every day, and I'm going to be answering them. And I bet you should watch the very end so that you don't miss out on any of these questions, so that you get clarity before you make any investment or do any kind of real estate investment through either any broker, real estate agent, or a real estate professional, as the case may be. So let's get started. The very first one, which is the common one, is in terms of title. So what I have here is area council land or FCD land. Area council land or FCD land. There's a third part of this particular equation, which is buying lands from communities. So we've always advised, like I mentioned earlier, I am a lawyer. My focus and niche is real estate. So what it basically means is that I know for a fact how the industry works, both in terms of title and in terms of the feed work. And just going to answer this question very briefly. Most of these questions, I'm just going to give you very brief answers. All right. So, the Land Use Act of 1978 already provides that lands within the Federal Capital Territory are vested in the Minister of the FCT, while for the states, are vested in the governors of the state. And then, of course, there is a role or a part where the local councils play, and that is in terms of rural area. There's a blurry part of that act that we can't go into details with right now. But on a general note, it is highly advisable that, particularly with reference to the FCT, you have to only deal with FCDA lands, in other words, Federal Capital Development Authority lands, or FCDA approved lands. So don't. So I see that these days, for a number of reasons, everybody literally, or every developer or anybody selling real estate right now, seem to be putting FCDA approved on the land. So what exactly is the meaning of FCDA approved? Based on experience, I'm just going to be giving you a very straight answer on this one. FCDA approved land is either a land that has FCDA R of O, FCDA C of O, and then, of course, based on certain internal policies that came in, which of course is no longer in operation, is the regularized part or recertified part of FCDA lands or local council land. Right? So previously, those lands were local council lands or local council allocated lands, but by virtue of the regularization policy, those lands were regularized and then brought within the purview of AGs. I can't go into details right now, but the simple answer for me is that if you want to do anything real estate in Abuja, you have to do either FCDA lands or FCDA approved lands. All right, so that's for the first question. Like I said, we're going to be very brief on these answers. All right, so do I do inside of an estate or outside of an estate? I personally will do inside of an estate. In fact, as a way of policy, except you specifically request for our service in that regard, we usually don't sell land outside of an estate for a lot of reasons. Safety, security, and sustainability of those investments. That's a summary of why we prefer to do business inside of an estate, because we want to be able to deal with an organization, people who can hold accountable both at a corporate level as well as even at a legal level, right? So, and then the chances of them running away or reselling lands are slimmer actually. But for a number of other reasons, we have a policy that takes preference for lands within an estate and beyond. Inside of an estate, there's some form of organization, beauty, security, and all of that that comes with living or having a house or a land inside of an estate. So that's that for me, dealing with either inside or outside of an estate. So here I have another question, which is, should I go for land or should I go for a house? So before I give answer to this question, there's actually, like, we have to look at a number of things really, because this particular question is sensitive because it has to really fall back to a person's purpose, desire at a particular point in time. But just on a personal note, if you're someone who is an investor, some persons will prefer to do land, some other persons will prefer to do a house. And so this particular one is sensitive and just pretty much about what you're looking to achieve part time. But if you're somebody who wants to build wealth, you have to be strategic about using land. If you're somebody who wants to do a house, you have to be strategic about doing a house. And there's another question that will take care of this particular part. All right, so let's leave that. And then the next one here is finished or carcass. Again, this is about your purpose. If you're somebody who just wants to move into a house, then of course go for a finished house. But if you are somebody who is a smart investor and you want to leverage on houses to be able to build wealth, then I would say do carcass, because with carcass you finish to your own taste. That's another advantage of doing carcass, right? You finish to your own taste, and of course for finishing, the developers definitely would have factored in their profit even in your finishing. So you may save some cost doing carcass as well as be able to finish to your own taste, right? So that's that for finish your carcass. But again, don't forget that I said it all depends on what you're looking to achieve. All right, and then here we have. Let me answer this as the last question. Here we have installment or outright. Installment or outright. So one thing you have to understand is the fact that, like I mentioned in one of the videos that we did, or I did about £50,000. I said that everything is largely about what you're looking to achieve part time. So, depending on what you want to achieve, if you're somebody who wants to flip, then outright makes sense. Pay your outright, and then resell and do what you want to do with the money, and then maybe come back, recycle, and all of that. But for somebody who wants to be able to key into or take or seize the opportunity to leverage on flexible payment plans, then definitely you should go for installment. And one of the major advantages of installment or payment plans is that you can spread your payment across different projects. Typical example. This is literally what the real smart investors are doing. You have three projects per time. Instead of pumping in 100 million to one project, you can spread it across three projects, right? And then what that means is that first you lock in the price. In other words, even though definitely price will increase while your payment plan is still ongoing, but that price will not affect you. A typical example, we have a project, two-bedroom apartment, different projects like this. Most of our projects are literally like this, but let me use this as an example. One of our clients keyed into this particular project in December 2023 for 28 million and some fraction. Right now, if I speak to you, that project is about 50 million naira. He's not done with the payment, but everybody selling right now is selling at that range. So in less than 4 months thereabout, then it means that he has almost double how much he spent to buy to key in at that point. He's still paying in installment, like I said, but at this point, he's made a lot of money simply by keying into the instrumental payment option, because at that point price increase doesn't affect you. Rather, price increase is an advantage, is profit to you, right? So again, it depends on what you're looking to achieve, but if you're a smart investor, then always go for instrumental payments. All right, so here we have off plan or finished. Off plan or finished. So this looks like one question we've answered, but it's totally different. For off plan, it simply means that the company is you're sending money to the company, so across 6 months, across 12 months, and then the company is building and developing the project for you, and that includes the estate as well. While for finish, it simply means that the company has already finished the work, finished the estate, finished the house, and then you are just buying on outright. So I'll focus on the off plan thing. uh, this has a number of advantages. Literally, this is the cheapest way to buy houses anywhere in the world, because you're buying it at the lowest entry point of this particular house, and at that point the developer wants to be able to get in cash. Of course, the developer would definitely factor in finishing that particular project or house for you, but at the end of the day, the whole idea is that you can and you're not affected by changes in plan. Of course, for some projects, they factor in a certain percentage increase in price based on how high or how bad the inflation is that affects construction materials and all of that. But generally, price increase or doesn't affect you if you're doing off plan as well. I feel like the only issue that most persons have with off plan project is delivery. is delivery. If you are not pressed of time, then if the company delivers in 18 months instead of 12 months, or 12 to 4 months instead of 18 months, you are still at advantage either ways. The most important thing is that the company has capacity to deliver the project, right? So, but all things being equal, if you do off plan, right, definitely you make a lot of money from it and get good returns on it. And then I have terrace duplex or detached duplex. A lot of persons want detached duplexes. A lot of persons want detached duplexes. But the truth about it is that if you can afford it, definitely you should go for it. But if you can't afford it, then this is for me. This is basically a matter of um, affordability, what you can afford, right? A lot of persons want that space, which is totally normal, right? But if you can't afford it, then it's safe to say you should go for what you can afford, which is a terrace duplex. And trust me, the terrace duplexes that go for as high as 500 million naira. It all depends on environment, location, and a number of other factors. The most important thing for some persons is that they live in a particular prestigious estate. It's not a matter of whether it is detached or not detached, right? So you can. This is based on what you want, what you can afford, and of course, what you're looking to get out of what you want to the particular project. So that's seven frequently asked questions in the real estate sector in Abuja. If you have other questions that you think I should give answers to, do drop them in the comment section. And don't forget to stay in touch and subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, and then we're happy to receive your call whenever you desire to reach out to us as it relates to anything real estate investment here in the very city of Abuja. My name again is Raymond Ijoma, and I am the lawyer that loves real estate. Or if you like, the real estate entrepreneur that is law as a tool in the best interest of my clients. Enjoy the rest of your day, and don't forget again to subscribe, like the video, drop a comment. Bye bye.